Hello everybody, welcome to my video about focus merging using Affinity Photo. Although I bought Affinity Photo mainly for astrophotography image processing, hence my book on the screen there where I outlay my workflow for processing astrophotography images. It is fantastic for macro and micro photography as well. So if you're into that, Affinity Photo is well worth getting. So how does focus merging works? Well, if you have a look at an image taken through a microscope, and this was taken through my microscope a little while ago, and you can see that the depth field is really narrow. So as you take your images, although the front legs are quite in focus, the rest of the wasp is totally out of focus, because the field of focus, the depth of field of the microscope is very small, so you can only get part of the image in focus. So what you have to do, you have to take a number of images, and I've loaded these images into a stack so you can see what's happening. And if we move through the images, you can see now this part of the leg is in focus, and we go to the next one. You see this part of the leg's now in focus, but the front of the feet is now starting to become out of focus. The eye is starting to become into focus here. And as we go down the depth of field, you can see that this part of the leg is in focus now. The eye is starting to be out of focus. The top of the head is starting to be in focus, and so is this part, and so on and so forth. So only a little bit of the image is ever in focus at any moment in time. And that's a problem if we want to image something as big as a wasp's head like that. So Affinity Photo is fantastic. I'm going to close this and just remind you that my image processing guide is there. And if you go to the file and go to New Focus Merge, this is where the magic happens. So in this window, you get New Focus Merge, and you click Add, and you go to the folder where the images that you want to stack are. Now I'm going to use my raw images, so I'm going to select the images that you've already seen. So these are partly in focus, and I'm going to select all of those that were part of that image stack. All the raw photos I've saved as JPEG and RAW, so I'm selecting every other one, which are the raw files, and click Open. And there you go, there are all those images in that stack. And there they are, all in there. And then once you've done that and got them all in this stack, you then click OK. And then Affinity Photo just does its magic. It's aligning all the merge sources, because as you focus up and down, the image shifts slightly. And you can see it's scanning through all those images. And what it does, it gets rid of anything that's out of focus and keeps everything that's in focus. So be wary, because if you've got any dust spots on your sensor, it keeps those. You'll see what I mean in a minute. So you go, it's working its way through all the pictures. It's working out the best way to stack those together to give you a fully focused image. So it's adding all the focus bits together, so it gives you the final image. I've not touched anything, as you can see. It just gets on and does the whole thing itself, which is fantastic. So this was an added bonus. I didn't expect this to be able to do this at all. So there you go. It's finished. So it shows you all the images it's used there in the sources folder. So once we've got our final image, we can then do a few edits to it. Now, one thing you see, these little streaks here, this is where there's a dust spot on the camera. So they're really annoying, because if you have got those, they're actually quite easy to get rid of. There's an in-painting brush tool over on the left here. So if you click that, so make sure it's selected, and you get this little ring. And if you just drag that over the annoying spots, it paints them out. So there's a good tip. So if you have got dust bunnies, if you can't get rid of them, then you can use this in-painting tool to get rid of them. You can see them all over here. Okay, so you might want to crop it out because there's a bit of vignetting around the edges. So we're going to crop that out a little bit. I'll do the rest of the streaks a little bit. You might want to slightly focus that up as well. And a good way I've found of doing that is layer, new live filter layer, sharpen, unsharp mask. And then if you use the radius and the factor, you can really sharpen that image. Don't go too far though, because it's really easy to overdo it. And that really sharpens up the image. The other thing you might want to do is just add a little bit more color to it. So if you go to the vibrance tool here and put the saturation up by about 20 or 30%, click merge, and there you go. That's the picture virtually done. Just need to get rid of a few of these streaks using the in painting tool. But that is nearly the picture done. How easy is that? Fantastic, lovely. We love Affinity Photo. So have fun.